We're about to break down what our sources are calling the biggest forced asset migration in US history. If you're not prepared, you will be blindsided.
And I'm not talking about a market crash. No, this is a fundamental rewiring of the entire US financial system. The old world is literally being torn down, and if you don't get the new rules, you are going to be left holding the bag.
But here's the twist, the part that nobody seems to be paying attention to. Let me ask you, what do you think happens when almost 1% of a major asset's entire circulating supply gets bought up and locked away in just 30 days? I want you to let that sink in for a second. It took the entire Ethereum ETF market more than a full year to absorb that much supply. XRP ETFs did it in a single month. Folks, that's not just demand. That is a feeding frenzy. And that's why you're here, because by the time this brief is over, you will understand the exact roadmap, the very mechanism that is being used to force US banks onto the XRP ledger. This isn't a theory anymore, it's a blueprint. So, let's start with the proof. Where's the evidence for all this demand? Well, it's all right here, in the numbers. Let's dive into part 1, the ETF supply shock.
You gotta forget the noise and just follow the money. It tells the real story. We're seeing over $20 million pour into XRP ETFs every single day. That's how you get to $1.3 billion in assets under management in what feels like the blink of an eye.
And let's be absolutely clear who's doing the buying. This is not your average retail investor. We're talking about the big fish. 21 shares came right out and said it. Their institutional clients were demanding XRP. They called it the natural next step.
So I'm going to ask the question again. What do you think happens to the price of something when the available supply just starts to vanish off the market? We're about to find out.
Okay, now for part 2. Let's talk about the floodgates. Because right now, there is a literal wall of money just sitting on the sidelines, waiting for one thing: Wall Street's green light.
You see, these ETF inflows, they're just a trickle. The market structure bill, well, that's the dam that's holding back a tidal wave of institutional capital. And that dam is starting to crack. And hey, don't just take it from me. The chairman of the Senate Banking Committee himself, Tim Scott, is on the record saying there is, and I'm quoting here, real progress. The green light isn't just flashing anymore, it's about to turn solid.
And when that light finally turns green, well, as one market analyst put it so perfectly, all hell breaks loose. We're talking trillions of dollars that have been waiting for this moment.
But here, my friends, is where it gets really, really interesting. This isn't just about demand or new regulations. This is about a forced migration. This is part 3, the DTC's forced mandate.
Let me try and put this into perspective for you. The DTCC is basically the engine room of the entire US financial system. They handle over $100 trillion in assets. They don't just work in the system, they are the system.
And look at this. They've laid out the entire roadmap. 2024, the ETF inflows prove the institutional demand is real. 2025, the market bill provides the legal clarity Wall Street needs. And then, 2026, that's launch day. The new system goes live. Now, this is the key detail that everybody seems to miss. They aren't just tokenizing the back-end plumbing to make things faster. No. They are tokenizing the entire house. We are talking about stocks, bonds, treasuries, ETFs, the assets themselves being moved directly onto a blockchain. So, the billion-dollar question, or maybe trillion-dollar question is, if you're going to rebuild the entire system, you need a solid foundation. And right now, in this space, there are really 2 main contenders people talk about. Part 4, the verdict, XRP versus XDC.
Let's just look at the facts. Let's just be objective. When it comes to liquidity, XRP has over $120 billion. XDC has less than $1 billion. That's game over right there. Legal clarity in the US. XRP has it. XDC does not. And maybe the most important point of all, origin. Do we really think the United States is going to build its core financial infrastructure on a platform based out of Singapore?
See, this isn't about picking a favorite coin. This is about national security. And when you are talking about the very backbone of the US economy, there is only one logical choice. It's not really a choice at all, it's a necessity.
So let's put it all together now. Part 5. What does this new financial system actually look like when all the pieces are on the board? It's like watching dominoes fall. The institutional demand is proven. The regulatory green light is about to switch on. The infrastructure mandate has been issued from the very top. And XRP is positioned right at the center of it all.
Which means you aren't just holding a digital asset, you are holding a piece of the new U.S. financial operating system. Now, for more insider briefs like this one from Crypto Global News, you need to smash that subscribe button and obliterate the bell icon to get all our updates. And for the real, uncensored intel, join our Telegram channel using the QR code on your screen or the link in the description.
But wait, there is one more piece to this entire puzzle. A secret partner that's working with the DTCC behind the scenes on this pilot. And when you find out who it is, everything is going to click into place. We expose them in our next brief. Find out who that secret partner is by clicking the video on your screen right now.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.